But yeah, now the brother finna get into Kemet and its meaning. It's a lot of stuff being said about ancient Kemet, and the brother finna put it down so it can forever and completely be put down, and we gonna rock out. So y'all bear with us. The brother not gonna be too long, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Okay, so we're gonna put up the presentation, go through a couple slides. Now, I know that when I spoke about this before, you said you think that we might be imputing modern ideology on the ancient people, right? You did say that before, right?
I did say that.
Right. So you think that maybe, I mean, explain your position before I get into the presentation, because it is relevant to the presentation.
Well,
Let me put your
no,
view.
look, listen, go ahead and do your thing, and then we'll talk about it afterwards, because I don't want nobody to, no, I'm not hating on this at all. Let's get to it.
Okay, so Kemet and its meanings, then we can go to the next slide. Is it moving?
Yeah, I moved it. I'm on key terms.
But it didn't move in the. I didn't see it move just now. It's still on Km and its meanings. I don't know why.
All right,
there we go. Key terms. Right. Key terms.
So what it's doing when I put it on slideshow, for whatever reason, it don't change. So we'll just keep it like this.
All right. So we have key terms here, right? Now, all of these are from Ankh Mira's book. Unfortunately, I kind of rushed and I didn't put the exact page. No, actually it's right there, right? It says phonetic complements are monoliterals which are placed in front of and or behind multiple consonantal signs in order to provide clarity. They are in actuality redundant, and in this context, they have no separate sound value, right? So what this is saying is a monoliteral is a monoliteral is something that only has one consonantal sound, right? It only has one consonantal sound. Like, for example, if you do like the reed leaf could be like an A, so it only has one consonantal sound, right? And as I said, it could be placed in front of or behind. No, that's wrong. Something's wrong with that. That's wrong. Monoliterals are normally something that is placed behind the biliteral sign in order to provide clarity. They are in actuality redundant, and in this context, they have no separate sound value. So that means, as you get to the presentation, I'll explain that a little bit further. But the first part is a little bit of a mistake, right? So bear with me, I was rushing. Determinatives are picture signs that have no sound value and are apprehended to the end of a word. They serve to indicate the range of definitions that are applicable to a particular word, and that is on page 55. But in some cases, determinatives could be in the front, sometimes in the middle, depending on the word. And then we get into monoliteral, a word with one consonantal value. Then you have a biliteral, which has two consonantal values. So a monoliteral, I gave you a monoliteral. A biliteral is something like Kem, which has a K and an M as a value. And then you have a triliteral, which is something like Neche, which actually has three consonantal values. So we could go to the next slide. This is from Faulkner's Dictionary, page 350. You have, can you put the cursor up on it or no? Right. Now go to the beginning of the word, right? Now that is either a alligator tail or a piece of charcoal. That within itself actually represents the KM sound. So that is Kem. And then the M and then the owl next to it is the phonetic complement, which is the M, and then the determinative on it is the actual hieroglyph, which basically did let you know that it's a physical description. Then they have, of course, the sources for that as well. Then the next one here, the same crocodile or charcoal with the M, and then you have the T, the half a loaf for the T, and then you have the crossroad sign, which is for a city. It's called I think it's a Nuit, right? And then you go down to the next one. You have the crocodile with the T, and then the determinative for people. So while that says Egyptians, that really means more along the terms of black people. And the last one is just something that has nothing to do with it. It just got caught in it. So let's go to the next slide. My breakdown of the term Km and Km. Right. So I basically explained that already. So you can go to the next one. I basically broke that down in the right. I broke that down as well, so you could right. I broke that down as well now. So you can go past that because I already broke all that down. Right, I broke that down as well, so you can go past that one as well. And this is one of the attestations for Chem. Now, all of these attestations come from the TLA. So as you can see, the glyphs, I recreated these glyphs using JSesh. So it actually has the transliteration, the glyphs, and then the actual translation. So let's just go, and this is from the pyramid text of Unas. This is actually the first time you see Km and Kemet, and this is the 4th dynasty, right? So this is the text that we're not going to get into we don't need to get into the transliteration and the actual glyphs. Maybe I could come back and do that on in another presentation. But this is describing him in the afterlife. It says, "For you are the black ram, son of the black sheep, whom the light sheep bore, whom 4 clear sheep suckled." So this is the first attestation of Km and Kemet. But in this case, Kemet is not a place name. It's a physical description of Unas in the actual afterlife. So we can go to the next text. This is an attestation from the TLA, but this is from one of Camo's stele, the 2nd stele, where he was at war with the Hyksos, or the Amu. It says, "After I broke up, I destroyed their cities. I set fire to their sites and places. They became red or barren ruined hills forever because of the destruction they had caused in that part of the black city." So this is him talking about, this is him talking about getting revenge or getting back at the Hyksos because they had actually brutally murdered his father. So this is him talking about getting back at them and taking and getting retribution for what they actually did to his country. So we can go on to the next slide. And this is the actual primary text here from Unas, which is the part that I read. If you go to, bring the cursor up. If you go to the cursor, right? Go over. Right. Go down a little bit. Stop right there. This is actually where the text begins. And then as you go on, the last part is actually the part that as you go here, this is talking about seeing Unas standing as a wild bull with 2 horns on his head. And then as you go down, as you go to the 2 horns, right? So from here, go all the way to the end is part of the text. This is the first part, and then as you go, you see the 2 horns, and then you go down, and then we'll have the last part here, right? So that was pretty much the presentation. I didn't want to be too long-winded with it. So you can unshare the screen, and then we can have a dialogue on if you have any disagreements, if you agree, what's going on in your mind, and then we can.
So let me ask you because was this in response to the Metatron video?
It said that on there, but It kind of was, but kind of not. It was just a general response to people who tend to talk about it, don't know the language, don't know the nuance, and just want to run their mouth, bring on experts, and then have the experts actually agree with what we're saying. So it's a general response to show people that you can't just talk. You must have some attestation, some sort of presentation to be able to show the linguistic range of what Km and Km actually means, as opposed to just talking. Because
listen.
and when you do it, the actual place name started in the 12th dynasty. So those texts I'm talking about would have been from somewhere around the 12th dynasty, when it actually became a place name. And even at that point, it was only certain parts, because they have texts like the eloquent person that says he's going down to Kemet. So that means he wasn't in Kemet where he was. So there's a lot of nuances to the term Kemet in terms of how it actually developed. But I don't want it, but I'm not necessarily the language guy. So I'm just did a little small presentation just to kind of put the discussion out there.
Hey, listen, I want y'all to pay attention. So my brother Jose be trying to act like he ain't feeling what his brother DMG be putting down, but y'all see he got that beard game going tonight. You feel me?
Right.
I don't know if that's just because he on paradigm shift, he got the beard game going, or if that's something he rocking from now on. But y'all see, man, I got a little bit of influence on my brother Jose. That's all I'm gonna say. That ball, I don't know how he was rocking that ball bearded look before he started kicking it with DMG. Hey, we got Outside the Cube in the building, and the link is in the chat. Y'all come up if y'all got a question or a comment for our brother Jose. What you got for him, Cube?
We listening, Cube.
Unmute your mic, Cube, if it's muted. Cube, you there?
So DMG, do you have any pushback before we go to Cube?
No, I don't have any pushback, man. I think that like I say, I think it's a chance that when we talk about the word black as it relates to black people, I think that we may be taking the modern context.
Can y'all hear me now?
We can hear you now. Go ahead, Q.
No, finish up what you were saying.
I feel like we take it because, see, this is what people lose. And if I'm factually incorrect, either one of y'all stop me in my tracks. But my understanding of history is that this term black, in terms of categorizing people of African descent as black, began in what would become the United States of America. That's it. That's all. This way of categorizing people of European descent as white started here in what would become the United States.
Okay.
So it seemed, real quick, Jose, it seemed like we superimpose that paradigm over the ancient world, and I think that's a little problematic. That's all.
Really quick, this is.
Hold on, Q. Let me respond to what you're saying. What you're saying is I think you're superimposing the racial term black with the simple physical description of black. It wasn't a racial term. It was a simple physical description, just as if you say he's fat, he's skinny, her breasts are big, his eyes are brown. It was just a simple physical description of how they described themselves. They didn't have this racist tone that it made them better than anyone else. This is how they described themselves, and they saw it as something sacred because that's how they described themselves. There was no racial undertone. It was just a simple physical description, just as any other physical description. Now in 2026, we're superimposing that onto race and saying that we can't take that away from race. But it didn't. That black physical description didn't start with race. It was put into race to make you feel inferior. Whereas the ancestors said, because we have
indigenous black man, hit the link, bro. Hit the link. Q, go ahead and respond, bro. I'm gonna go on mute.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Q, I'm gonna mute
let
out.
me
You can go ahead and
let
answer.
me disagree with that because that's incorrect, brother. Because you're trying to say that we're super imposing that. No, what you guys are doing, you're superimposing that because what you're doing is you're trying to retcon history. Because what you want to do is you want to go into ancient texts and you want to cherry pick the word black. But what you cannot do is you cannot go into ancient white people's text and find where they were calling themselves white or where they were calling other groups of people that look like them, other Europeans, to where they were calling them white. They were never calling themselves white. But what you want to do is you want to go into ancient Kemetic texts and show that they were calling themselves black, which that's not the case. But what you're doing is you are under the auspice of the racism, white supremacy that white people have actually pushed on to us because what you're trying to do is find yourself in ancient texts. White people are not trying to find themselves in ancient texts to that degree. What white people are trying to do is they're trying to take over the text and say, those are just us. But they're not trying to find certain words and say, well, this is how we know this and this is how we know that. What you're trying to do is, and this is what a lot of you guys do that operate under this comedic, excuse my French, garbage. Like, this is what you guys do. But there is no place to where you can go to the Vikings and see them calling themselves white and all of that. But what you want to do is you want to go to ancient Kemetic text and find black this and then automatically superimpose that on yourself and say, oh, these people were black because look, they said they were black. No, you don't go to the Vikings and you don't see them calling themselves white. Why? Because ancient people didn't have to do that. What they did was they talked about what they talked about, whether it be the land that they took, the places that they went, plundered, battles that they fought, and that's how they left it. But you're attempting to change that because you want to be a part of that history instead of just being West African and just take that for what it is. You don't want to be a part of that. You want to be something greater because initially the Europeans came and attempted to steal Kemet. In order for you to have them not steal Kemet, you want to plant your flag down and say, hey, no, it was actually black. It was actually this. Comment.
All of that sounds good when you have nothing to actually back it up. You can't prove to me that that word didn't mean black. You can't prove to me that they didn't describe themselves as black. You can't prove to me that they didn't describe their deities as black. Because the actual texts do use that word black or dark. They do describe them and they do depict them as being the blackest of black. They do that. First of all, there isn't such thing as ancient European texts compared to Africa to begin with. So we're not even going there. And when you look at it, they actually used what they actually did was compare black to black, which means you're either dark black, which is Kem, or Desheret, which is lighter black. The
All right,
text says that, and when you read the text, you know that. But
all
you're
right,
just talking because you've never read an actual primary text in your a primary Kemetic text in your life.
what
So
see
you can't tell me what it means because you don't know what it means.
what
You
was
can't
see
recognize the glyphs and you can't argue, make a linguistic argument. You're just simply saying you don't think so. You're
right.
atheist and you think everything spiritual is garbage.
Right. So what I don't have to do is I don't have to read a Mexican text to tell you that it's Spanish and I understand what they're talking about. Because what you don't understand is that when they're using the word black, they're not talking about everybody that's on the face of the earth in black people. They're not using the word how we use the word today. And what you're doing, which I said aptly and correctly, is what you want to do is you want to extract that word black to mean that they were talking about you, people like me that descend from the peoples of West Africa. They were not talking about you when they used that word black that you would love to extract and break down on 5 different of
You're
8
wrong.
slides.
You're
No,
wrong.
that's no. That's not no.
You're
They were
wrong.
hold on, brother. They were not talking about you. They were not talking about you. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to take that word black to where you can gloss it over to mean that they were talking about you or were mentioning. No, they were not. No different than when you want to. Then you want to say that there was no ancient European text, bro. You sound ridiculous. You need to stop and do a little bit
Did
more
you hear what I
research.
said? Did you hear what I said?
I
I
just
said
repeated what you said.
compared to I
I just
said
repeated
compared to
what you said.
hold on, Cube. I said compared to African. There is no ancient European text.
Who tried?
There
Hold
is
on.
none. There are
But you
none.
But you
No,
tried to
no.
compare. I didn't. I made a statement and then you moved on to a comparison, which I did not do. You took it out of the realm of what I initially brought it to you in. I said when you
Of
look,
course.
but why would you
Of
do
course
that
I
when
did.
that's but why would you do that when that's not the scope in which I brought it?
Well, I'm widening the scope of what you're saying.
So when you widen the scope, then that means you take from my
And,
original
and,
point.
and let
So
me and let me correct you on something that you
you
do not
can't.
know.
You can't.
And let me correct you on something that you do not know. When you look into ancient Kemetic texts and you look at what I think is the tomb of either Seti or Ramses, I can't remember which ones particularly. They show you them depicting themselves and all other Africans
So
as the
what?
same. They saw themselves the same as all other Africans, west, east, north, and south.
No, they
They
didn't mean
did
you,
do.
bro.
They did.
No, they
They
did not.
did.
No, they
Cube,
did not.
Cube. I'm going to come back and do a part two,
So let me ask
and
you
I
this
want you to
question.
come back on with some actual evidence other than I think so.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
This is your last question because I want to move on to Brother Hercules.
Well, that's fine, and that's actually fair. So when the ancient Egyptians were using this word that you interpret as black, they had no idea whatsoever that West Africans even existed. They had no idea that these people actually existed on the face of this earth. Are you saying that they were using this word black to also incorporate people that they didn't even know existed? Or were they using this word to incorporate the people that they actually knew?
They were you is what when you look at the four the
Brother,
four
I'm
races
asking
of
you a question.
when you look at the four races of man, they saw themselves.
Brother, I'm asking a
Yes,
question.
they
Are
saw
you gonna answer
themselves
that?
the same as other Africans. Yes, they
No,
did.
no, no. But that's not the question I'm asking. Do you want me to ask it again, or did you forget that fast?
No, I don't want you to ask the question again. I want to move on to Brother
Okay. So are you gonna
Hercules.
answer the question?
I answered your question. The
But you
text
didn't
showed you
though.
that they saw themselves and other Africans as the same.
Okay. But how
There's
can
evidence,
they,
cube. There's physical evidence that they definitely made contact with West Africans. People in West Africa have evidence that they made contact with people in ancient Kemet.
bro?
So
This is sad,
it's
bro.
not as if they're isolated to say that they didn't know and they didn't make it there. That's
Bro,
untrue. That's untrue. And
go
if
ahead.
you read, you know that.
All right,
You're just
let's
talking.
let it. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back around to you, Cube. Let's let them go to Hurt.
Yo,
What's
yo,
up,
am I
bro?
coming through clear? I'm on my phone.
Yeah. We hear you. We
Yeah,
hear
you
you.
good?
Okay, it's the first time I I did it on my phone. So what's going on with the thing with the problem with Q? What the problem that you're getting is the same thing. The problem with most black people who always want to try to attack Kemet is that y'all put it in a box, an isolated box, and just try to deal with it. Kemet itself in this isolate like it's not
Bro, just
like it was
ask a
never
question,
connected to
bro.
the rest
Just
of
ask a
Africa.
question.
So
Just ask a question.
No, he can respond if he wants to. He has
bro,
the right to
let
respond
me
at any point
talk.
of
Let
time.
me talk. Okay, you talk. Let me talk because you already talked. All right. So we already know it is proven fact that the people who founded Kemet came from Central and South Africa. All right. They came up and they met up in the kingdom. The kingdom of Kemet was founded by a group of by people from the South and Central. All right, so that is a fact. When we talk about them saying they call themselves black, that is not a question because all of our elders and the scholars, black scholars, agree that the people of Kemet refer to themselves as black. The number one scholar would be checked out to Geop, and right now the modern day scholar would be Obadale Cambone. And one of the things that Check Out the Geop said is that if you want to study the culture of Kemet, then you have to look inward to Africa and look at the rest of the culture in Africa, and you will see the same exact things. So you can understand the Kemetic culture. Now, one of the things that Kemet has with relationship to the rest of Africa is they always refer to themselves as being a dark-skinned people or black people. The reason for that is because they saw the creator as being black. The creator was dark. The creator was a black entity. And the other reason is that they identified with the land. They saw the land and the community and the people as the same thing. And this is you could get this from Dr. Camelou, Brother Camelou, in his book Personal Divinity and Nature. He explains it specifically that in all African cultures, And all of them, east, west, north, and south, they all identify with the land. And if you ask them, what do you call the land? What do you refer to as land? And whether it's in Kenya, South Africa, whether it's Zulu or the Congo, whatever language, they call the land dark. This is the land of the dark people. This is the land of black people. And then you ask them, what do you call human beings? What is a person? Then they say a people is a black person. And the evidence of that, and we have it in tree when it's Abibi. Abibi man means black land. Oh, I mean, sorry, OBB mine means black land. Abibi fo means black people. It's the same thing in Nigeria, in the Congo. There's the word for land being black. Ila Adula War, the land of the blacks, is the same as Adula War, black people. It's all over. So they always refer to themselves as being this dark-skinned people because it was a reflection of them trying to connect with the spiritual being, the entity. And we all know that African people are deeply spiritual and understand that there is a spiritual realm. So this is where we're not understanding. If you're not reading books on African philosophy, you're not going to understand these concepts. So you have to study African philosophy so you can see and understand why they refer to themselves as being black and why they refer to themselves, the land, as being black. Black was not a negative term in African languages. In any African language, black is not a negative term. It's only a European language. So you're not going to refer. So that's one of the reasons.
Herc,
So
let me ask
there
you
you go.
this, Herc, let me ask you this. Because I don't even think Cube is really arguing any of the points you making. He's saying that he wasn't talking about you and your people as in West Africans.
That's
And
literally
Cube,
it, bro. That's literally it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about spirituality that he making up. That's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
it.
so
Well, hold
my
on here.
Okay, yeah, I understand
my
that.
question is this: given that we've established that he's arguing that the ancient Kemetic people were not talking about West and Central Africans
And DMG.
being your direct ancestors. I'm walking this out right quick to her. What's your response to his point in saying that the people of ancient Kemet were not talking about West and Central Africans?
Okay, I mean that's I think that's correct because, like you
Hold
said,
on,
they
say that
were over
again.
there in
I'm
Kemet.
correct. I'm correct.
You're correct. Let me say it. Let me
So
clarify
you
this.
said all
You're
that you
correct.
just said for
Hold
no
up. You
reason.
gonna let
Just
me correct? No, because you're not understanding. You're cherry picking the argument. That's what you're doing. While they didn't may not have an idea of people on the west side, you forget that I just said that Kemet was founded by people who came from Central and Southern Africa. So also the West African people also came from Central and Southern Africa. I just said in modern day language, tree and Nigerian language, the Yoruba, they refer to the language when you ask them, what do you call the land? The land is called the land of the blacks. And when you ask them, Ila Adula War means land of the blacks in Yoruba. And Adula War means black people. Obibi man means black land. And Abibi fo means black people. The BB is the part that's referring to the black. They did not see them. When we talk about West Africa, in all of the West African countries, when you go through the language, black is not a negative term. They don't see it was not a negative term. So to refer to
who said
themselves
black
as
was a
being
negative
black,
term? Who said black was a
I'm
negative
letting you
term?
know. I'm letting you know. I
No, no,
just
no, no, no.
told
Who
you.
said
I
that? No,
just
no. Who said that? Who said that?
all right. Okay. All right. I just told you. Abalade Cambone,
No, no, no,
Dr.
no. Who
Kamalu,
said no, no,
Dr.
no? Who? No, brother. Who said black was a negative term? 'Cause that's the second time you've mentioned that. So I'm trying to figure out who are you talking to?
No,
I said in
hold on a
African
second. But
languages, black is not a
hold on a
negative
second, Hercules. Let
term.
me jump in there.
Okay, but who
Hold on,
said
Hercules.
that? I never said that.
I said Obadale. I said, oh no, you didn't say it, but I'm just making a point that
So
black is not a
nobody said
negative
it.
term.
Okay,
You did not
okay,
say it.
okay.
So it's under. So
So
I'm trying to
nobody
make a
said
point
it.
to you.
So nobody said it. You're just responding
Just
to
because
nobody at this
nobody
point.
said it, you're not
So you're
understanding the point.
responding.
You're not
So
understanding the
so so
point.
so you're responding to nobody at this point. Get to what I actually said. Stop responding to nobody. Actually respond to what I said.
I'm trying.
Hold on.
You're so busy trying to be right. You're not understanding the philosophy of African people because you
Hold on,
want to be
Hercules.
right.
Hercules. Hold on a second. I understand what you're saying, but let's take it down for a second, because I was actually planning on coming back and doing a part 2, and I would definitely probably break down some of those things in more in depth. So I'm definitely coming back to do a part 2 on this. So thank you for your support, but I'm definitely going to be able to break down what you said about the culture actually coming from the South and in these different things. So
you
let's say
stopped
that.
him. You stopped him to tell us you're gonna come back for a part 2. No, let the brother go.
No, but hold on. No. I know what I'm doing.
Yo, what is this? You stop him to tell him you're gonna come back for a part 2?
Yeah.
Hold on. You stop him.
Real quick, family. Business is about to pick up. We got the undeniable superstar Silky D in the building. Silky, what's on your mind?
Silky D. Oh my God.
I just it's just so much. It's like I don't know where to start at, but I'll start here.
I know you don't.
Okay, so you screaming West Africa. You steady screaming West Africa. Are the Libyans from West Africa?
Here you come with irrelevant questions.
Are the ancient Libyans that the Egyptians used to battle against because they already had a military?
Silky, hold on. Let me answer your question. According to the people of ancient Kemet, the Libyans were not Africans. They were Asiatic.
But it can't be according to Kemet, bro. It's not according to Kemet. Kemet is
Hold
not
on, stop. Let me deal with it. Okay, hold on, wait. So we're gonna say hold on, wait, time out. So first off, hold on, slow down. Let me
everybody chill out. Jose, you said that
Afro-Asiatic is what he said.
Kemet, you said according to the ancient Kemites, Libya was Asiatic.
Yeah, he's okay, bet. Now hold on. Now let's
Cube said you can't just go off of ancient Kemet, and we're gonna let Silky
and let me respond to
what you just said.
Yeah, let me respond to the Asiatic.
Hold on, Silky. Mute your mic. If we're talking about ancient Kemet, that's the only perspective that counts. They did not call themselves Afro-Asiatic. That is a modern anachronistic term that didn't exist then. There was no such thing as that.
Hold on, time out. So wait. You made a major claim.
That doesn't apply.
You made a major claim. You just said the ancient indigenous, the Libyans, are supposedly Asiatic now. Yes?
Did you hear what I said? Listen, you're talking too much.
Are you sure you want to stand on that?
No, I said the people of ancient Kemet would have seen them as Asiatic. I didn't. That's what I said.
When exactly does the Asia? Okay, doesn't Libya predate all that Asiatic stuff, anyways?
No.
No. Oh my goodness. Okay.
When we talk about put it this way, put it this way, Suki. When we deal with the text, and they talk about these different people, they would have been considered some sort of Asiatic people. And how do we know that? Because in the primary text.
Okay, hold on, slow down. Hold on. Let me stop you there.
Hold on.
No, because you're saying Asiatic.
Hold on. They say that Kemet said we have the land of Kemet, you have the land of the Asiatics.
Okay, bet. Slow down now. First off, hold on, wait. First off, we know the Asiatic area before all the borders, that was all North Africa anyways, yes?
No.
So you're saying it wasn't. So you're saying there's no type of connection occurred nowhere around there.
Kemet was Asia? You tell me Kemet was Asia?
That's part of that was Africa before. You talking about Kemet as Asia? That's all. It was all black. That's all territory. That's all That's all trade route. That's the Strait of Gibraltar, Pillars of Hercules. All that goes around that Iberian Peninsula. Way before that canal was built.
Listen, Silky, you need to come back and do a presentation on what you're saying, because right now you're just talking. You ain't showing.
I got one. I'll deal with that on the 20. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in there because you can't say the Libyans.
You just talking.
Nah, because you got to remember if you're You're
I show
trying to say,
sources.
wait, can I
I
rebut
show
you? Rebut
sources,
you.
so don't just come with it running your mouth.
Relax,
Pull up
Jose.
a source.
So
Pull up a source.
hold on. I just want to say this.
Pull up
We
a
know
source
the
and stop
Libyans
talking.
are Berbers.
The
And
people
we
can't
know the
understand
Berbers.
what's being said. Let's let Silky talk. What we
Yeah,
gonna do?
I
We
know,
gonna go.
right? I can't
We
even
gonna go
talk for
all the way
real though.
around.
No? Then pull up a source, DMG.
I'm gonna
Pull up
use.
a source.
Hold on,
Nobody talk.
I can't pull sources.
Everybody mute out except Silky. We're gonna let Silky do his thing. Then we're gonna go to Hurt. Then we're gonna go to Cube. And then we're gonna let Jose close out. Go ahead, Silky.
So we know off rip that the Libyan Berber script is indigenous to Africa. Okay, and then furthermore, we know the Amazigh and the North Africans predate Asia. They predate the Arabian invasion and all that. They're indigenous in that land already by 10 to 20K. So that's absurd when you're trying to say that they're claiming they're all Asiatic. But of course, that still was North Africa before it was named Jerusalem, Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Levant, any that. All that was all North Africa. So you're kind of, but you're trying to make the Libyans all Asiatic, man. That's big wrong, bro. You can't be doing that one, man. You can't make the Berber. You're gonna make all the Berbers Asiatic, then you're gonna make all the North Africans Asiatic and say ain't no indigenous North Africans
Would
when
you
they're
like me
literally
to answer? Would you like me to answer your question?
Go ahead.
First of all, I told you about 10,000 times. Berber is a word that only came in with the invaders.
So what was they before
indigenous
that?
people.
Okay.
Can I finish? The indigenous people.
I didn't even ask you that
ancestors.
question. Nobody asked you that. Nobody
Hold
asked you what they called them.
Okay, hold on.
Like, didn't nobody even mention that?
We're getting off track. Everybody listen. Silky is talking his talk. Whatever you got coming up, Silky, including you and Steve, if y'all locked in for the 23rd.
Yeah, we is.
Talk about it. And then we're gonna go to Herc. And then we're gonna go to Q, and then Jose gonna close out. We getting ready to get out of here. Go ahead and finish up, Silky. You can respond to whoever you want to, because you're gonna have the last word, Jose.
Okay. Yeah, it is common knowledge, and you'll be a fool to not study Berber history. Okay, you would be just that's 70% of the history. You need to study everything in Berber. So if you're not studying Berbers, that's another reason why a lot of these cats are left behind in history. And because they're running here talking about what they used to call them. Regardless of what they used to call them, you need to study the literature. You still need to know the history about it, regardless of of all the aliases and names. I can go on and on and on. All these people that are still all Berbers, regardless, by the linguistics, by the culture, by bloodline. So you trying to say that the Amazigh, if you're going to prove to me that all the Amazigh Berbers from Morocco and Libya and all over here in North Africa are from Asia? If you're going to prove that, then I would like to see that, Jose. I would like for you to show me the Libyans being Asiatic. I would love to see that also. I want to see predominant Asiatic in Libya and not predominantly Libyan or African. And I'm going to pass the mic, man. Y'all hit the likes. And I'm accepting all challenges. Anybody want to debate anything I'm saying, feel free to holler at me. Holler at DMG. He'll set it up.
Yeah.
Hey, Silky, talk about what's on the screen right quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Berbers, people who established a Kemetic civilization. Yeah, we're going to dive all into that. I'm going to be breaking down all that Egyptian, Kemetic, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm about to dive all in that. We're going to be showing the tribes. We're going to be showing the culture. We're going to go into the gods. You know what I'm saying? We're going to dive. I'm going to dive in on it. Yeah, I'm going to show y'all a whole lot. It's going to be buku amount of information, all sources, all top scholars, all up-to-date information. Okay, so that's what we on. You know, I'm talking about the Berbers, people who established Kemetic civilization, the Nile civilization, Egyptian civilization, your gods, all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all know when they say the west side of Egypt, y'all do know they referring to Libya, right? Of course you didn't know that, but it's all right, you know now. This is cool though. You gonna learn? I got y'all, man.
Hey, listen. It's going down. March 23rd, 7:30 Central Time. The undeniable superstar Silky D will be challenging the Supreme Saber, the Kemet infomonger, Steve Calabro, for the Worldview Wars Debate League Academic Championship. Y'all be here for it. We'll be talking about it a little more the closer we get to it. That being said, let's move on to my man, Herc. Close out, man. Let them know what you got coming up. When you coming back on to give us a presentation?
I don't know. Probably no time soon, but you know, I'm always around. One of the things I want to say, it's always entertaining. You know, what I'm saying, listen to Silky D. I think it's gonna be entertaining to watch that debate. I'm gonna definitely tune in. I think your problem is, Silky, is that, you know what I'm saying, you always keep saying, the Berbers did this, the Berbers was for this. And what Jose was trying to explain to you is that saying that the Berbers, founded Kemet days before Kemet is the same as saying that the Estovians, or the French, founded, Greece. It was the French people. These people, I mean, these people, that language didn't even exist at that time. And so those people didn't exist at that time. And so it's going to be interesting how you prove, you know what I'm saying, these people came, that they did not come from Southern Africa or Central Africa. You're going to have to prove that. That's going to be interesting. But anyway, that's going to be interesting. But so yeah, man, I stand on me, I stand on what I believe in, and everything that I've learned over the years. You know what I'm saying? I've done 4 videos. I think I got 3 videos on the paradigm shift, on African science, on Black science. You know what I'm saying? I've done about 7
over here. You got a couple on Wavy, and you got a couple on Sinetta,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so it's like I've done 7 presentations. I've done 7 presentations on African science, Black science, African spirituality, and how you could prove it, and you know what I'm saying, to stand on it. And every time I did the videos, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody pop up to question me, to try to challenge me. You know what I'm saying? Q, you wasn't around, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch the videos on Sonetta, you see Ankh and the pseudo killers try to come through and they always, if you pay attention, they switch the conversation. They switch the conversation to stuff like evolution and DNA, because that's the field that they can handle, and that's real slick for them. That's the thing that they do. But what I stand on is my mathematics and the physics, because it's proven, and you can prove it. And so my whole thing is, I'm an African traditionalist, a Black scientist. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that, Black people, we got to get back to doing science the way our ancestors did. And what we was trying to explain to Q was that people in West Africa refer to themselves as being Black because the creator is Black. That's just an African culture thing, from not just in West Africa, South Africa, and East Africa. They saw the creator being Black. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be the same as the creator? That for them, that logic doesn't make sense. So they refer to themselves as Black, the land as Black, because it was a transcendental thing. The community, connecting with the land. So this is an African thing. If you don't read African philosophy, then you're not going to understand these issues, and you're going to challenge it. You know what I'm saying? So I recommend Personal Divinity in Nature by Dr. Kamalu. I recommend Fukiao's book, Dr. Fukiao, his book on African cosmology, Dr. Lukiao, all his books, Dr. Lukiao, his book on transcendental cosmology, the African cosmology. There are a lot of Black scholars that talking about African philosophy, and we're not reading it. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in a Western culture, so we have a Western world view when we approach these subjects. So to get away from this is you have to start reading African philosophy, and if you're not going to read it, then there's no sense for you to try to make an argument against it because you don't understand it. I think that's just asinine. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that, but I'm used to it, and you know what I'm saying? I can defend it.
Mess with you, bro. I'm finna mess with you right quick. Don't get mad at me. So you don't want to be in Western culture?
Nah, not really. No, I'm only here because I got kids, man.
Yeah.
I've been ready to bounce.
So what culture? And Q, I'm purposely agitating because I know what Q finna say. So what culture would you want to be in then?
I would love to go to Africa or Southeast Asia. That's where I lived over there. I lived in those 2 places.
And what culture do you feel like they in?
I mean, there. So when you're in Africa, you the most part, you're in an African culture with like that Western overtone. You know what I'm saying over there because I mean, you gotta remember they was colonized. You know what I'm saying? They still got that. They still got that mindset. They was colonized people. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in South Asia. They, you know what I'm saying? They still got that mindset because they was colonized by the Europeans as well. But they still, they still don't respect the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? It's like being over there was the first time being over there was the first time I realized, you know what I'm saying, when Christmas came around, I didn't realize it because they didn't celebrate it. It wasn't a holiday over there. And I was like, holy shit. I'm in a country that don't celebrate Christmas or Easter and all that stuff. It's a different experience. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, bro. All right. Hey, shout out to my brother, Mr. Phil Fox, bro. I'm getting with you. I'm made a few changes to the channel, so I'm getting some stuff lined up. But I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to you. I got something popping that I definitely want you to be a part of, as far as me having conversations with my Christian brethren and sisters. So I definitely want you in on that. I'm gonna hit you up maybe tomorrow or Friday and see what your schedule looking like. Shout out to my man Brent James. Y'all go over to his channel. I just put the link in the chat. Subscribe to that brother Brent James channel. The brother is really trying to teach the Quran from an honest lens. Enjoyed the brother hitting the panel the other night. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Q, talk to him.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting. I don't know if Herc is scared, stupid, or lying, but I know
So I
he's
recommend
definitely
Christmas.
ignorant. Yeah, I don't know if he's scared, stupid, or lying, but he's definitely ignorant. And this was highlighted by him making up things that I said, only to just come back and agree with me, because I said, yo, like ancient, you know, Kemetic people were not talking about black people, and then it took DMG to tell him, like in a third grade fashion, for him to say, well, no, I agree with Cube. Yeah, nigga, I've been saying the same thing the entire time. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm at least glad that he didn't, die on that particular hill. But this dude is just pure confusion. I think he's still confused from the last time I put a few bops up in his goddamn head. And it's okay because he eventually relented and agreed, which is ultimately sad in my opinion. But he also said that, people switched the conversation when he went over the side of the TV and this and that, only to do the same thing himself. Bro, you're not a black scientist. You're a black goofy. I don't believe in a creator, nor do I think anyone else is a creator. And I don't care how much you read Luki Yao until your damn eyes bleed. It doesn't make a creator to be real. You can read whatever you want. And those things can be disproven, bruh. So just move around with that. That's trash. And I would love to set up a debate or whatever have you that you want to do. And I could just totally like just get rid of you on that because this trash is garbage. And please bring your best Luki out impersonation or whatever the fuck you want to bring. All of that shit is trash. Now back to you, Jose. Yes, back to you. You thought I forgot. No, I didn't. Now, Jose said ancient comedics is the only perspective that counts. Now that's disrespect, bro. That's very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful to all other black people groups on the face of this earth. When did we give a group of dead people the authority to rule over black people in black history? Brother, you sound so damn ignorant to even say such a thing. And why would you say such a thing? Oh, the black
Hold
comedic
on, hold on, hold on,
perspective. No, no, no,
hold
no,
on,
no, no.
Q.
We don't get the hold. No, no,
Hold
no,
on,
no, no.
hold
We
on,
don't get
hold
the
on,
hold
no,
on.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no, no. You didn't stop nobody
He's
else. You didn't stop.
Jose, I promise you got the last word, bro, and you're gonna be able to
Yeah,
respond to everything
yeah.
he
I
said.
won't even be able to say anything. I won't even be able to rebut you. I won't even be able to say anything. But you can't rebut this because it's over for you. You cook, nigga. But yeah, who are you to say that the ancient Comedics is the only perspective that counts? And you said that. And don't even try to say that you didn't, because if you come on here after you just said what you just said, I'm gonna play it on my channel because that is what you said. So you better try to clean it up and not say that you did not say it, because you did say it. And who the hell are we? Or matter of fact, who are you to give a group of, excuse my language, a group of fucking dead people the authority to rule over black people, black history, and what we do in the future that becomes black history? Negro, please, what are you talking about? Can black people not live, produce, invent without ancient Kemet be involved? Can we shit? Can we sneeze? Like, what can we do without these people, these group of people, these dead people being involved? Bro, stop that. I understand that you want to revere and that you love ancient Kemet. That's cool, bro, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. I don't disagree with the culture. I love what they did. I love their forward thinking mentality. And there's a lot of things that we also use to this day that were produced by ancient Kemet. But that does not mean that we have to live under the auspices of the things that they did in the past. Hell no. We blaze our own trail. Martin Luther King wasn't thinking about no fucking Akhenaten when he was trying to get freedom for black people that lived in his day. He didn't give a damn about none of that. And he didn't care about no crow or whatever the hell those drawings were that you brought up. He didn't care about none of that. And neither did he have to study it to try to get freedom for his people. So all of that is just trash to me. And I don't mean trash as in garbage, we should throw it away and never even look at it. But the way how you're trying to hold it up is that this should be the end all be all, and we should pay attention to this. And without this, then we have no history. Hell yeah, we got history. Hell yeah, we got history. Bro, stop playing yourself. There's more that I can say, but there's not a lot that you did say. And with that being said, I say peace, good night. And DMG, set up something with this goofy Herc so I could just get him out of here real quick. Peace.
I got you. I got you. Peace, brother.
Yeah.
Jose.
And Jose, I love you, bro. You my brother. You my brother. I love you, bro. I just want to say that. Don't be too hard on me, man. All right,
Well,
peace,
well,
y'all.
well,
All right, Q.
first of all, what I actually said was, in this particular instance, the comedic perspective is the only perspective that counts. We're talking about their perspective on how they saw things. That is what I'm saying. So if they didn't see them as African, we can't impute that on the ancient, on those people, because they didn't see it that way, is what I'm saying. Right? And let me thank Brother Hercules for the support. And let me say Silky D is definitely not going to win that debate. He's not going to be able to show nothing about it. He's going to get murdered.
How you know Silky ain't gonna be able to win that debate, bro? Come on, bro.
He's going to get slaughtered. Nah, he's going to get slaughtered. History is not on his side in that debate. So it's not. Right? So I thank you for letting me do the presentation, but I have to let Cube know, if you don't read the text and you don't study the culture, then your opinion can't count in this particular case. I respect Hercules' opinion because Hercules has something that he put forth on the subject. I don't have to get up here and scream and yell and talk for a whole half an hour. I'm not going to do that with anyone. If you can't show me a primary text that backs up your point, then they should be talking. I showed several texts that do back up the point of what I said. And I'm going to do a part 2 and get deep into it. It's just that I wasn't able to share my screen at this point in time. So all that cute talk don't count for nothing. I gave a presentation that you can respond to. I didn't just come up here and talk my ass off. People should respect that and come with a presentation if you're going to respond. So once again, thank you, brother, for the support.
100%. Don't forget to plug that channel, bro. Plug that channel.
Solomonic TV, SOLOMONIC TV, and the icon that you saw before. This icon is what is actually there. So you'll see that so like, share, and subscribe. It is a small channel. I am trying to build it. So I appreciate your support once again, brother. It wasn't a long presentation, but next time I'll come. And I promise you do a more in-depth presentation because it was kind of last minute, whatever. So
you did well, bro. You did well.
I think I did.
No worries.
But you see, when people just want to come and run their mouth because they and think that it sounds good, I'm not for that. Because I've never come on here and run my mouth. I always showed you some sort of text to back up what I'm saying. And that's the problem with people. They want to say something, and you are one who I'm sure spent a long time in the paradigm. whereas I was never a practitioner. So I can respect what you're saying. But nobody's going to come up here and run their mouth and yell and scream and threaten to put me on their platform with a cute little title behind it, because that don't faze me. Somebody did that before, and I told them, I gave you slides, I gave you presentation. If you're not going to do that, it don't count. That don't scare me. All you're doing is promoting my channel anyway, so I don't really care. When you come do a presentation, then I respect you and talk to you. Other than that, yelling and screaming ain't gonna cut it. I don't do that.
100%. We already knowing, bro. And you know, hey, I rock with you till the wheels fall off. As you said, I was in that same paradigm, and I got a healthy amount of respect for it. So yeah, you good to go, bro. I think Q is one of those brothers, man. If he disagree with something, he gonna strongly disagree with it, but he also, it's not personal with him. I can't tell you that. It's not personal with him at all.
But you know me, DMG. I don't like the rah-rah sis boom, but I don't do that. I'm too old for that. I'm not gonna go back and forth. We're not doing 10,001 videos. You can critique and call me whatever you want to, but at least I have a product for you to critique. And that's important.
Hey, I tell people all the time, Q put me in a figure 4 leg lock on Sinetta, bro. I was on Sinetta, and I was like, man, God can do anything, man. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh yeah. He walked me down real slow too, Jose. He was like, oh yeah, God can do anything. I'm like, yeah, God can do anything. This dude asked me if God can make a married bachelor.
Can make a what?
A married bachelor.
Well, you see what I'm saying? I
wanted to fight him, bro. I wanted to fight him, but I couldn't react, right? I couldn't react. Then look, you had Unc on the panel. So when he said, Unc was like, oh, DMG, he got you, bro. I was like, oh man, this dude. Because I ain't know what, I couldn't say nothing. I was so mad at Cube, man.
Yeah, but you need to, but we need to understand, people tend to think because you're into science, you can't have a spiritual belief and it's forbidden. That's not true. You don't have to be an atheist to be a scientist. And I keep telling them, the word atheist doesn't apply to you. You're not Greek. Stop running around with other people, with other people's culture. That's not your culture. There's no such thing as African atheist. That don't exist. You can't be Kemetic atheist. You can't be Yoruba atheist. That don't exist. So telling people, talking about you Kemetic atheist and a Christian atheist and a Muslim atheist. According to the modern usage of the word, you can't be. Because you say atheist means, the definition is you don't believe in God.
Hey, look, I got a paper gonna be on Substack in a day or two. I'm just putting the finishing touches on it because you know I gotta come with some sources, right?
Yeah, man. But you have to make these papers longer. I want to see more from you. You have a talent that I wish I had.
Listen,
I can't write.
I can't, if when I start trying to go overboard with the writing, then I start rambling. So I just got to keep it where it is, man. Wait till I'm gonna start putting my short stories on there too. I think you're gonna dig those. But
yeah, but you see, you have a talent I don't have. You're a writer, and I envy that writing talent because I wish I could put together a paper and write something.
Listen, I got a paper I know me and Q gonna have a conversation about coming up, bro. And my question in the paper is, why atheism? I'm not saying it is a religion definitively, but I'm saying why atheism can be a religion.
No, it is a religion. And it is a religion based on the meaning of the word religiere, which means to be bound to something. So yes, it is a religion according to the meaning. But the definition, the modern definition, is something different. Just like when you deal with atheists, it was used by Greeks to describe people who did not believe in Greek gods. That is what the word meant. But now we're using a definition to say it means you don't believe in God, and that's not necessarily true. So we have to understand the meaning and definition are not the same thing.
No doubt. And yeah, listen,
we're taking these anachronistic positions that don't fit with the history of the word. But you can't be
we getting ready to get out of here. I just want to show y'all let me show the people a preview of what we got coming up, man. I'm basically doing a podcast based on my Substack. So y'all bear with me, but the conversations, the papers that I put on Substack, I'm basically making it's called an Infamous Perspective, and that's gonna be the name of the podcast. It's gonna be right here on the channel. And we just gonna set up some conversations for me and my compadres to kind of pass over. Like I say, me and Hemi gonna talk about free will. Me and my brother Darian gonna be talking about a couple of topics, but y'all check us out.
Hating on me, don't stop. Only helping real cause. Hood legend on some pocket. Manifested till I'm living large. Eyeballing cause the sky falling. I'ma catch a little piece though. I ain't worried about your little. No, she easy as a free throw. She wanna hold me like ransom. Just cause I'm young and I'm handsome. Tell all these to have a seat. I know that they cannot stand them. Burn it and roll me another one. I do whatever I feel like. I remember when we dreamed about it. Woke up this morning, it's real life. Trade the whip, trade the currency. Moving like it's an emergency. We gotta check out, it's close to 11, so baby, ride it with some urgency. I'm just here for the fun part, cause I'm good on the money part. I be leaving in the cold season, coming back for the sunny part. With us and get your money up. With us and get your wig split. Ever since I was a little boy, I've been plotting on the bigger.
Yeah, so hopefully y'all will be tuning in, man. We're gonna try to bring some good conversations with you about faith, religion, politics, sex, etc. So y'all, I hope y'all join us for the Infamous Perspective. I hope y'all keep checking out the Substack. Subscribe to my brother Jose channel. Subscribe to Outside the Cube channel. And everybody that support, we 100% appreciate it. And we will be black tomorrow with the results of MVP Chris Harris versus Big Hemi. We're going to see who's going to walk out with that big gold belt. Go ahead, Jose.
Remember, if nothing, Brother Jose is low-key good for business. Because every time Brother Jose come on here, you get at least one good potential debate out of a Brother Jose presentation.
Facts.
So at least I'm good for business on the channel. So I know you're going to find me because I always come with at least one good debate. So
Big facts. Big facts, man.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Can't wait for part 2, bro.
Yeah. I'm going to be a lot more in-depth with part 2.
Exactly. All right, family, we out of here, man. That's peace. Come back tomorrow. MVP Chris Harris versus Big Hemi, the Fallout show. We're going to find out who leaving with that big gold belt. 2 brothers came in. Only one undisputed world champion going to leave. We're going to find out who it is tomorrow. Also, on Saturday, we got JJ 7000 going at my brother, a pillar of Paradigm Shift TV 314, Cap 10K, the Garga Boy. Sunday, we got Elder Yara with part 3 of Is Islam the Black Man's Religion? Was Master Fard Muhammad a white man? We're going to get into it, y'all. Y'all come back and rock with us. Till next time, it's your brother DMG. We out. That's peace.
Oh no, I can't stand it. Don't ever make the mistake of sticking your nose in my business. If I'm down and out, I'll get up and take care of myself. Woo, I'm going to tear you down. When I get to town, we're going to treat all you women the way women ought to be treated. Miami Beach, get ready. Woo, we on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive. It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine ride, jet flying, son of a gun.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, I might tell them it's nothing. In the discussion, for them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talking about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. Trash now, I'ma pass out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog getting in my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat. Get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.